There is a false dichotomy out there that either you are a loving, enlightened, kind person, and then you want to let everybody into Ireland, unlimited. Just if they need help, let them in. And if you don't, that's you, or you are a bad person. You're a racist. You're prejudiced, and you don't want to let people in. You want some limits. So this is very simplistic thinking. There's not only those two options. There's a third option, which is you want some limits and you're actually a loving, kind person, but you just believe there should be some balance to it. And so why would you believe that? Well, apart from the fact that many of the people coming are not actually refugees. They're claiming asylum, but they're not really in need of it. They're just looking for better opportunities. Apart from that fact, to keep it simple, the too much inflow of people, foreign people, into a culture, whether it be Nigeria or Kuwait or Ireland, whatever, is going to cause conflict. That's just human nature, and you can't deny that. And so that could be increasing racism, hatred, division, and lowering people's consciousness, shrinking the amount of love and openness and enlightenment in society. Not to mention that it can be unjust to the people because it puts stress on the social systems, the culture, like the Irish language here. They're saying 60,000 people are going to come into the country this year. That's, if I'm not mistaken, that's pretty similar to the number of people speaking Irish daily in Ireland. So is that sustainable? And maybe the numbers are off a bit, but and the economy, the services, government services. So, and in the Irish case, we were repeopled for centuries, and so it's just incredibly insensitive. If this was some brown-skinned people in another country and white people were doing this, there would be an uproar, I believe. But it's because it's in Europe. There's some sort of sense in Europe at least that oh yeah, that's just normal. That should. But the fact is, the situation is not fair to just be letting, countless people in. There needs to be balance. However, we need to have love. We need that middle ground. There are genuine people who are racist and they have no compassion or empathy or liking for other people. So this is a time when we need a middle ground. Now, I'm going to read you a little poem I just wrote this morning on this theme. And so sometimes, art and poetry and, the soul can speak more eloquently than logic, So that's what I'm going to do here. It's called The Hero's Eyes. Repeopling the isle with foreign smiles, or sometimes surly looks, trauma's eyes, the good, bad, and ugly of elsewhere, into our island home shared from above. Where have I heard that before, repeopling? It seems so familiar to this oppressed race of Gaels genocided, outlawed, and scattered to the ends of the earth from noble land of birth. 800 years, some would say, is a long conquest for any people to resist dissolution into the other. Yet we stand messed up and righteous Irish still, clambering up God's long ladder the best we can. Hope of revival, redemption, surging ancient pride, it sings in heroes of the stage, in Gaeilge loved, more and more by those even foolish school burned, with Ireland proud again, but humble, we are waking. It can't be let, sure, someone seems to be thinking, billionaire priests of woke wizardry, tax haven patriarchs, seek to silence us, seek to shame us, rename us, obliterate common sense, so error may be manipulable, pit stop for dollar bills. The same powers who at least exploited a virus to control our liberty and love, and likely unleashed it all at will, scions of old money who dare to oppress the Irish of all. Have you no shame or sense, anish to our law taiga? We must be guided by love, but fierce of hand, to see and know and fight fearless for our being, that we are no racists, bigots, monsters, or fools, but see them here and will not allow their games. We are of love lit up for babes, our innocent in need. For ancestral island and the ways our tale has grown. We may for heart and crack welcome guests ashore, but Cade Mila Fulcher is not a rickety open door. Ours is the fort of dreams, strong as it's dreamy, grounded in warrior fire enough to light up heaven. Our soulful love of the music and poet's word, the leaf, blooming green atop the mighty oak of belonging. The faceless towers of the state shout us down and beat peaceful protesters, brainwash the meek, refuse a man the right to build on his own land, but wave the hand to let illegal camps take command. Where is the compassion, empathy, respect for we, victims of colonization, so brutal, still recovering? When 1 million military-age men seek a better life, we wish them well, but never at our own strife. Duty first to self, to be wise for love, then family, tribe and nation, then all the world and universe. But you wouldn't let poor homeless unknown into your home, so why would Ireland or anywhere let borders be cursed? Kingdom of the harp, soil of shamrock bloom, island of saints and scholars, patron of freedom, we have ever been on the side of love and justice, because we knew its absence, learned from hurting. So why would suddenly be such a nation fouled by sinister and lowly instincts of barbaric mind? Perhaps that is more likely in the ways of the status quo, whose record shows much of what they claim we are. Reborn will be Gaeilge and Irish ways of old, from wind-whipped flame to gallant blazing health, and with a smile and twinkle in the eye shall we, patriots of era and earth, laugh at the oligarch's lies. We know and believe our dreaming people will wake, fast as we speak with the gift of the salmon of knowledge. Some things run deeper than clever plans from on high. Love of life as Ireland shines triumph in the hero's eyes. So, from my soul to yours, Akara. Recap, it's not you're a nice person and you want everyone in, or you're a bad person and you want limits. There is a middle ground, and actually, not only is it kind of childish and simplistic, and it's not fair, this is a very serious issue, so it's absolutely irresponsible to be being so simplistic. We need to be very much more nuanced and careful and not lazy with our thinking. We need to really pay attention. But not only this, but actually I would say the real prejudiced people in this debate are the people who, if you think, there's prejudiced people who are racist, sure, but if you think someone who wants limits on immigration, they look around, Dublin, and they see there's the number of people, who look like clearly they've just arrived, and they look like they're maybe a bit disheveled, and you can feel for them, but and just people around the country, the towns, villages where there's just huge numbers of people coming in who no one agreed to let them in, and we know very many of them, some say the vast majority, I don't know, but very many of them are not here fleeing war or persecution. They just hop to the queue. They just want to come in, get a better life. That this is not fair at all. And so if you think people who express their opinion, you can disagree with me, but if you say oh no, not only do I disagree with you, but you're actually prejudiced and you're a racist and you're a bigot, you are actually the prejudiced one. And you, in a way, you're the racist one as well, because racism against the Irish. It's just all races have, and race doesn't really matter, it's just a branch on the tree of life. We're all one anyway. But we all have an equal right to be where we are. You wouldn't be happy about repeopling any third world country, would you? So why would you wish on that to Ireland? So it's beautiful to have guests coming in and uplifting the culture with new ways of thinking. But at this point, do you really think we've got a deficit of that, or a deficit of stability and trust in our institutions, and in a belief that, Ireland is okay. The Irish way of life is not threatened. We are, we have our home and our way of life. We can offer our contribution, sing our song to the world. Where exactly is it at this point? So I leave that with you there, but I hope we can all come to unite around a discussion of the middle ground and how can we find balance in this situation. It's not to all turn into racists and say, yeah, get everyone out who doesn't speak Irish or something. But it's like, and there are many beautiful people who come here who offer a lot. And if you are one of them, I would say you are very welcome, you know, in Ireland. And I wasn't born in Ireland, you know, I'm Irish ethnically. My parents are Irish, and I've moved to Ireland, and, you know, I'm, say, very steeped in Irish culture, and I'm very devoted and in love with Ireland. And so, but if you are here, I'd say, you know, you're very welcome. And it's beautiful if you're a good person, you're offering your gifts, that's wonderful. But we, especially the guests here, need to have empathy for and understanding for the history. Read up on what happened in Ireland. Make sure you understand the situation before you jump to conclusions, because people are trying to manipulate you and tell you, oh, the people who say they want limits, they're racist. Those are the people, in many cases, who are part of the problem, and whose side you really want to be on. You know, the side of justice and love actually might surprise you exactly what that involves. So may we all strive for the middle ground, love to all beings, but every individual has the right to their own space and their own destiny, and every nation has its own right to its own space and its own destiny. And only when we start to respect these borders, these boundaries, individually and in terms of families and nations, etc., only then do I think we will really get on the right path to a better, more beautiful world. And that is the goal. More beautiful Ireland, more beautiful country, whatever your country is, more beautiful family, more beautiful self, and through this, a more beautiful world. So thank you all. Gor míle mágaibh. Gach beannacht.